Hello and welcome to Josh and John 1205. So, guess where I've been. I'll give you a clue and I'll give you a second to answer. Okay? Here we go. Where have I been? That's right, I've been to a Men in Black reunion convention. I wasn't in Men in Black the original. Don't get me wrong, I know with these on you can't tell. I was just actually wondering when I was planning to do this bit with the glasses, will Men in Black 3 be in 3D? And if it is, they should darken these lenses so everyone looks like they're in Men in Black. Genius or what? So no, actually I've been to see Spider-Man 3. No, that was rubbish. I've been to see the Amazing Spiderman. This isn't going well, but I'm going to keep it rolling because, you know, this is the flow that I've got here, you know. All my videos are pretty crap, so why change it now? Yeah, so I've been to see the Amazing Spider-Man, but before I talk about that, I just want to say, after a bit of effort, you know, I do try. I managed to get those 2 videos up for you on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, my Links Challenge video and of course my Avengers review. So I could get this video out to you by when it's out, which it will be out now. So you might be watching it on Sunday. That'll be the day I put it out. If not, it'll be Sunday. The first Sunday in August is an easy way to remember it. So yeah, I hope you're grateful. Someone out there? I hope you're grateful because it was a bit of effort to do that, being as my laptop's fucked. So, The Amazing Spider-Man. I was pleasantly surprised by this film. I know it's nicer to be pleasantly surprised than to be expectantly happy with something, I think, you know. I went into the cinema without too many high expectations, as I was down there. But I came out with a big grin on my face because I thought The Amazing Spider-Man yesterday was really good. I really liked the film. It was just really good. I don't really have any qualms with it. I don't have any outstanding issues that I can point out that really got my goat in the film. You know, I accepted some really idiotic girls sitting, you know, they're about 12, shouting and bawling at the fucking screen. Yeah, I hated that. I hate the cinema. But yeah, other than that, nothing to complain about. I will spoil the film. If you haven't seen the film, don't watch this. If you aren't going to see the film, then watch this anyway. Come back to me when you have seen it and see if you agree with my points and opinions on the storyline and the like. So, Peter Parker, you know, he's hanging out at school, getting bullied. You know, just what he does. And he goes into Oscorp. He steals this guy called Rodriguez's place and he gets thrown out. It's a funny film. For a superhero film, Spider-Man is always going to be one of the funniest until they make Deadpool the movie, which is going to happen. I've heard that's going to happen. And that could be the best film ever. Deadpool the movie, because Deadpool is the best, isn't he? Just amazing. So yeah, you know, you're always going to get the one-liners with Spider-Man, and you're always going to have a bit of a laugh, and that's good, you know. I like that. I like that incorporation of the two, because if you're a superhero, you wouldn't be just serious all the time. You'd want to have fun, you know. If you had superpowers, you'd want to have fun, and that's what Spider-Man does a lot of the time. So yeah, he goes into Oscorp, sneaks onto the tour, finds that Emma Stone, Gwen Stacy, his first girlfriend in the comic books, is working there, and he doesn't want her to see him because, you know, she realised that he'd snuck in and stuff, and he sneaks off into the biohazard, that's what it is, this chamber full of spiders. It's a cross-species genetics lab, and all these spiders are just chilling on the walls, and it's really grim. It made me recoil in horror, this bit, because it's so horrible. I'm terrified of spiders, which this shirt doesn't really point out, but you know, real ones I can't stand. So he's looking around in this lab, not allowed to be in there, but he's in there anyway because, you know, he's Peter Parker, he does what he wants. And he just flicks his wire. I don't know why he's flicking stuff. You know, if there was loads of spiders in a place, then I would not be touching anything. I'd be out of there like a shot. But no, he just has to flick something, and then for some reason, this cannon kind of moves towards where the flick has been, and they start firing spiders out of this cannon, and Peter gets covered in spiders, and it's disgusting. And he's there, you know, wiping spiders off his face, and you know, he runs out of the chamber and stuff after it's gone back to normal, and he sees, and he feels like a little on the back of his neck when he's talking to Gwen Stacy, and there you go, he's been bitten. And I was a real big fan of how he discovered his powers. He's on the train, just sleeping on the train as you do, and this guy, a lot of it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I've never been to New York, I don't know if people actually do this, but a guy with a bottle of beer, which you can't have on the tube in England, so he's got his beer, he pops it on Peter's head. I don't know why he's done that, and a little water droplet, which is probably freezing cold, has fallen onto Peter's forehead, and he's, you know, sprung into action like the spider that he is, and he's just whoops some ass. You know, that's what he does, whooping ass. And it's quite a funny scene as well, because he's not trying to hurt anyone. He rips a girl's dress off, and her tits are right there, but you know, the bra and stuff, you know, sister of 12 out. And and then the bloke's like, "What are you doing?" And he's moving out of the way, you know, because he's like a boss, and you know, he's dodging all these punches, and all the guys are flying everywhere, and you know, they're all getting injured, and he's really not trying to hurt them, but because he's got these lightning fast reflexes, they're just going flying everywhere. You know, it was a really fun way for him to learn his powers, and he becomes a moody guy then. He's like, "Ooh, shut up, Aunt May." But yeah, Aunt May really doesn't look as old as she should. Yeah, she's not old enough for me. No, that's not what I meant. she should be older for the film. Yeah, that's not what I meant at all. But yeah, he reveals his identity to a lot of people in this film, which I thought was maybe a bit, I don't know, just not great. Especially as one of those people is Connors, you know, the lizard, because he didn't die, Connors, he went to prison, so he knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So while he's in prison with, you know, all these baddies that Spider-Man might have to fight, he could be going, you could be telling them all. So, you know, when anyone is released from prison, they're going to know Peter Parker's Spider-Man, go straight to Peter Parker's house and kill him in his sleep. That's what's going to happen. That'll be the Amazing Spider-Man 2. This random guy walks into Peter Parker's bedroom, cuts his face off for no reason, and that's it. It'll be a pretty grim end to the Spider-Man saga of films, I think. Yeah. I like the way he reveals to Gwen Stacy that he is Spider-Man, but he doesn't seem to be forced into doing it. You know, like in Spider-Man, in the first Spider-Man, which I don't want to compare it to because they're different things. People have given this a bad rap because, you know, it's like Spider-Man 1 again. But it's different, you know, it's the Amazing Spider-Man. That was just Spider-Man. So many different comic book series of Spider-Man that, you know, it's a great thing because there's so many films that can be made out of them. But you're going to get people who don't understand that, and they want Spider-Man 4 rather than the Amazing Spider-Man and that sort of thing. But, you know, you have to change things, and I think that's why the web shooters are in there as bracelets. Because in the first film he goes through all the hand signals to try and figure out which one he can use to spray his goods all over the place. But this he designs them himself. He's an intelligent guy, Peter Parker, and he uses the technology that he's learned at Oscorp, and he can, you know, manufacture these webs, really strong webs and stuff. And I think that's like, a lot of people weren't happy with that, but I thought it was okay. You know, I like that it didn't go into too much of a tangent over how this has happened or why it's happened or what he's doing to do it. It just went, he's designed these, here's like how he's done it, and that's it. And because I didn't want it to go off into too much of a tangent on that, because there was more room for other parts of the film. But yeah, the way he tells Gwen Stacy in the first film, like Mary Jane is really pissed off because Peter Parker is standing her up, and he's getting really moody with her, and he's in a bind basically because he needs to tell her, otherwise she's going to leave him, and he does, and I can understand why he did that. But in this film, he's just like chilling on a balcony with Gwen Stacy, and he's like, he shot her arse with his web, which I imagine was a precursor for later on in the night. He shot her arse with his web and went, Spider-Man. And there was no provocation to do that at all. I wouldn't keep my identity secret if I was Spider-Man. I'd tell my family, I imagine, because you're coming home every day with cuts and bruises and stuff, and they're going to want to know what's going on, and you tell them. The thing with Spider-Man is, it's the superhero that I would most like to have replicant powers of, along with Peter Parker's personality and stuff, because for me, Peter Parker, he is intelligent, he's good at sewing, which you need to make an awesome lycra costume, he's good at drawing for designing said costume, he's got the witty one-liners, and those are his personality traits, which are really good for a superhero. And then, he can shoot webs, he can swing through the cities, he can fire, bombs of web at people, and he's got great fighting abilities, he's got spider senses, he's got reflexes, and he's fast, and for me, it's either him or the Flash. And being as the Flash has only got the pace thing, I definitely picked Spider-Man. Yeah, I think. What do you comment? What's your superpower of choice if you were going to be an amazing crime fighter? Yeah. I just want to have a little talk about cinema etiquette now that I've finished reviewing Spider-Man. I know it didn't come to a natural close, that review, but it is running to the end of this video, and I did want to talk about this. So, cinema etiquette is something that I don't encounter very often because I don't often go to the cinema. Obviously, in the last week I've been twice, but that's only because of the amazing releases. And I've got two levels of cinema etiquette. Okay, so if I was going to see The Dark Knight Rises, what I would do, and what I would expect everyone else to do, is as soon as you cross the threshold into the cinema, you shut the hell up. Okay? Because if you're talking, it's going to piss me off, and if I'm pissed off, I'm not going to enjoy the film as much. So, shut up. There's two options for you here. One, you can stay outside of the cinema, outside of the screen, until the film starts. And obviously, there's no actual set time for the film to start. It says it starts at 2, but it normally starts at about 20 past. So you can either stay outside and hope you get in just before the film starts, and talk outside, and be happy talking with your mates outside, or you can come into the cinema knowing that the film hasn't started yet, and shut up, because you don't need to talk constantly throughout your whole life. 2 hours worth of silence is not a problem. Okay? It's not a problem. If you want to talk, don't come to the cinema, because this is not the place to talk. Okay? If there's a film I want to watch and you're talking and laughing and pissing me off, I'm not going to enjoy the film as much. Etiquette rule 2 is if there's a film that isn't really a big blockbuster release. I went to see Pirates vs Scientists because it was my mate's birthday. I didn't want to see it really. It's a bit crap. So in that situation, when there's not a big blockbuster film, I don't mind if people are talking up until the film starts. Okay? And those are my two rules of viewing and talking. Now, food at the cinema is pretty annoying. As someone who gets annoyed, this is pretty annoying. So, number one, I don't see why you have to eat in the cinema at all. I never eat in the cinema. I drink because, not like alcohol, but I drink because it's 2 hours. You do get a bit parched while you're watching a film. And eat before or after the cinema. It's not that much problem. You eat 3 times a day. Why make one of those 3 times during the cinema? The food they sell at the cinema is overpriced for a start. Now, you can sell overpriced cinema tickets because there's no other place you can go to watch these films in new out and in big screen and in 3D and stuff, because they're not going to be as good in DVD, and they're probably just as much. But food, why charge so much? No one's going to buy it. They're just going to go to the pound shop over the fucking road and buy food from there for £1. Popcorn, nachos, slushies, they're all noisy foods. You shouldn't be eating them in the cinema. The perfect food is hot dogs. Soft, quiet, whatever. So this video is going to come to a close now because I'm running out of time. I'll be bringing you those 3 special Bloodstock videos next Sunday, not Sunday but Sunday after. I'll probably really enjoy making those, so I hope you enjoy watching them. I think the natural flow of them, because I'm enjoying them so much, will make you enjoy them as well. I've been told to do more vlogs outside, so I will hopefully be doing that. Thank you for watching. If you haven't checked out some of my other videos, I've got some more film reviews, Batman and the Avengers. I've got my recent challenge, Josh Link's challenge, which I really didn't enjoy making, but that was pretty funny, I think. So if you want to go and check that out, then hope you enjoy those. And I'll see you again next time, friends.